Okay, welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in. Which mic? I'm trying to figure out. We got more people in the studio today than I have since. All good. I love that. And these unforgiving cameras, but we can handle it. These are high-def cameras, and my goodness, you better get a good night's sleep because it'll show up. Glad you could tune in. And you are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. If you were fumbling with the radio going down the highway, violating the law, speeding, which I never do, that's a lie. And it is Let's Talk Nutrition. And so you hear me talk all the time about the plants and how important it is to eat them, make them part of your day-to-day life, your day-to-day nutrition, literally your life. What I rarely have an opportunity to do is find a human being, and in this case, my little metaphor will work. Couldn't get him to eat it at gunpoint. He happens to be a police officer. It's one of my producer's good friends, Gary's friends. And first of all, thank you for your service. Is that mic hot for him? All right. Hot now. You're on, brother.
Thank you.
Gary, why don't you introduce your good friend to the audience? You need to turn on your mic.
That is Detective Del Frix from the Tampa Police Department. He stopped by this morning. He actually has improved his health, and that was one reason why I wanted him to come in. When I lived with him, he had this beautiful gym upstairs that was the best coat rack and dust collector you could ever imagine. Okay, and now he actually goes out to Strive Fitness every morning, and he has now motivated me. Actually, I talked to the owner of Strive yesterday that I'm going to go start working out with him in the mornings.
Finally. Woo! All right, so it turns out that you don't, it's usually in the abstract. I'll refer to people that don't like to eat plants, vegetables, fruit, seeds, nuts, legumes. There are people walking the earth, and you could not get them to eat it at gunpoint. You could pay them large sums of money. You could send them around the world on a cruise. You could, whatever. They won't do it.
I am one of those people.
I
am one of those people.
This is not an interrogation officer. How would you, first of all, thank you. You need to get into your mic. That's not a vegetable, so you don't have to worry.
There you go.
First of all, thank you for your service.
Welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate it very much. I know how stressful your job is. How long have you been a detective?
I've been a detective now about 3 years. I've been on the department 24. I'm actually third generation and have a daughter that's fourth generation.
Wow. Thank you for your service. Your job, I don't need to tell you, just getting ready in the morning, getting in your cruiser, and just to drive down the street, the stress begins, even though you're not in pursuit, even though you're not working on something, because you're on duty. That's the nature of that job. Police officers, firefighters are at great risk, especially when they retire, to become ill and, unfortunately, experience premature death. This is not an uncommon phenomenon. I know you've had many colleagues that's happened to, right, Detective?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Well aware of it.
It's stress. Your job is so stressful. And when somebody says, thank you for your service, little do they, I tell you, thank you for your service, because I know how hard that job is. Many of my friends are police officers, and I can see the wear and tear on them. You can tell. And all the more reason why you should eat plants. So, and thank you for coming by the studio and being so. And I didn't mean to spring this on you, but that's how I roll. But you do understand. You said something to me. which implied that you understand the importance of the nutrients, the chemicals that are found in plants. So you found a way to get those nutrients into your body, and how do you do it?
I take a supplement. Cyto Greens is what I ultimately.
And you mix it in with your.
I mix it in. I have at least 2, sometimes 3 protein shakes a day, and I'll mix 1 scoop in of each shake. So I start it off in the morning.
That's good, officer.
And then again right before bed.
Probably a couple scoops wouldn't hurt. That's one way to do it. Where do you think I always talk about our relationship with food, right?
Yep.
This is sort of a different way to think about things. And obviously you've somewhere along the line, you got a divorce from vegetables or plants, and you don't even like fruit all that much either.
Bananas a fruit?
Fruit, yes, bananas are fruit.
There you go.
Where do you think you learned that?
I don't know. I think growing up, certainly in my household, you had to eat your vegetables before you could leave the table.
Right, or leave the plate.
Or leave the plate. And I can remember many a time sitting there for hours.
Me too.
Until I finished them. Cold broccoli was horrible.
Remember Detective looking down on the dish, and there's that spinach and the green water was rolling around on the dish?
I mean, my mom would add cheese to the broccoli just to get me to eat it.
Yeah.
Anything. And listen, once I became an adult,
you said no.
I said no.
And even if your health weren't, I would waste my time in telling you why you should eat them.
Yes, you would.
You know why you should. I wouldn't waste your time or bore myself in doing that. But even if you knew your health could be improved and you would get yourself out of some jeopardy, you still wouldn't do it, would you?
That's why they make supplements, so I can
there you go
that route.
This is, how do you pronounce your last name?
Frix.
Frix. Detective Frix is an example. He's not alone. He's not alone. There are many, thousands, tens of thousands of people that just like he is with his relationship with food. They will not eat a plant under no circumstances. And that's difficult because the person is put at jeopardy when they don't. He's figured out, good thing we have good greens products, and he's able to mix those in with his protein shake, and he gets that. I would never attempt to try and change him. What I would do if I hung out with him is do it by example and just talk about things. I wouldn't try to convince him to do it. And somewhere, the best form of persuasion is when you can get somebody to persuade themselves. He's probably thankful that I am, unlike Gary, I'm not around him a lot because I would be an annoyance.
I annoy him too.
I was going to say, Gary's not.
My name is Gary.
He's like ants at a picnic.
Yeah.
You don't smoke.
No, sir.
I can tell. And you don't drink that heavily either.
Rare occasions.
I can tell that too. You know how? Your complexion.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, and your girlfriend's a nurse.
She is.
Does she eat vegetables and plants?
Yes.
Yes, and she's tried.
She has tried.
Every conceivable argument she could make.
Every time. She'll even cook them, and they can sit there in the bowl.
So you off to work today?
I am. I'm actually working right now.
Working on a couple of cases?
I do. I have a few that I need to finish up.
All right. Well, thank you for being so kind as to, in a spontaneous way. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I get it. I understand it. And you are a living example of the thing I talk about. You now made it concrete. People now know that there is at least one human being on the planet that won't eat a plant of any sort. We are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, where we take a kind approach in persuading people.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day, giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
Detective Frix is gone. He's off to work. Nice. You have a nice friend there, Gary. He's been a police officer for 24 years. Man, that guy. So much stress.
We worked together on the horses.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I'll say, because hopefully he's listening, when I was in a very bad situation at one time and I was actually homeless, Dell opened up his house to me and his family, and I got to stay with him after a really bad divorce. And
he looks like a good guy to me.
And he's been with me since day one of everything I've gone through for the past 13 years.
So he's a good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. And he was kind enough to let me put him on air because the man won't eat any plant. No vegetable, no fruit. Won't do it. He'll eat sweet potatoes, he'll eat corn, and he'll eat bananas. What's interesting, all three of those are sweet. Spinach, out of the question. Broccoli, never happened. Yeah, and he's not alone. There are many who just have that kind of relationship with food. And you have to find a way to get those phytonutrients into your body. And one of the best ways to do that, of course, is using a good greens product. We talk about that on the show all the time. My guest today will be Dr. Sally Byrd. She came along through the rush hour traffic and got here. And we'll be talking about a number of things, one of which will deal with the storms that we had coming through here. But what we'll talk about will ultimately apply to you as well. You'll see what I mean. You'll get it. But there was a story trending this morning, and the headline on the story was, "What are the diseases your pet can give you?" As it turns out, I have written about this. I wrote 2 articles. You can find them on my website at letstalknutrition.com. And I'll tell you the titles in a moment. And in this, pardon me, in this article, they point out, and a lot of pet owners know this, but this is a reminder. Many illnesses, a number of illnesses, can be transferred from an animal, from your pet to you, from animals to humans, and can infect you with any number of microorganisms. You can get infected with salmonella, ringworm, E. coli, and other diseases, and some of which can be deadly and cause you to, lose your life. You must be careful. On CNN this month, they reported an outbreak of Campylobacteriosis, easy for me to say, a bacterial infection. What was the cause? There were some puppies that were sold at Petland stores. The puppies were infected. Turned out 39 people in 7 different states got infected, and 9 of those 39 people ended up in a hospital. Serious business here. They said in the article that the puppy-borne Campylobacter outbreak came just weeks after, you ready? Of all things, pet turtles were blamed for an outbreak of salmonella. That infected 37 people in 13 states. Since March, with 12 of those infected children age 5 and younger. Turtles. Now, most people probably are unaware of this kind of risk. And, they just don't know. Many do. I suspect there are more than a few that don't. Animals in general, pets in particular, can spread illnesses to humans. This isn't breaking news. By the way, the FDA banned the sale of small turtles, with shells smaller than 4 inches, 4 decades ago because of the salmonella risk. Now, I don't know. I can relate. I had puppies when I was a boy, and I love my dogs. I couldn't warm up to a turtle. Or fish. I just Didn't do much for me. I'm just saying. Other people that like turtles, snakes, and stuff like that, animals such I'm not a fan. But you can be put at risk. Now, the diseases that humans can contract from animals, they're called zoonotic. Zoonotic diseases. That's how they're referred to. So I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. In the articles that I wrote, one was called The Troubling Tale of Toxoplasmosis, Don't Kiss Your Cat. And then I wrote one entitled, Dr. Byrd liked that. And then I wrote one called The Terrible Tale of Trichinosis. The toxoplasmosis is bad news, and I meant that. Don't kiss your cat. Well, Dr. Byrd might have a solution to it. She didn't realize I was going to talk about this, and it turns out that Silver Biotics could provide a little bit of an answer. She'll explain. Yesterday on the show, we stream every day. We're a terrestrial radio show that streams, and we're in close to 60 markets, and I always mention the affiliates. They're great. And we do that. We stream. And yesterday we streamed and we had 36,000 hits globally. Across the nation, I don't know how many thousands there were. We're doing all right.
Feel better fast.
The perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Yeah, the background matches my hat. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thank you for tuning in today. We'd love for you to call the show. We love the contact. And please join the conversation. Here's how to do it. Turn your mic on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255. And you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, one word. Don't forget, Dr. Michael Garko's personal email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com.
I was reporting on a story about diseases that are transferred from pets to humans. And this becomes an important issue because people get sick, end up getting hospitalized. Dr. Sally Byrd is going to be my guest today. We'll have her come on in a moment. But now she'll expand upon what I'm going to share with you at this moment. And that is this. If you insist on handling your pets and on, holding them close and getting them close to you, one of the things you can do is use the silver gel by Silver Biotics and put it on before you handle the animals. I would suggest even after. It lasts for 4 hours. It's a wonderful antimicrobial and works. It works for sure. It works. And if you insist on kissing your cat, then what you can do, believe it or not, is put the Silver Biotics product, a little bit, and Dr. Byrd will tell you how much, in their water. Believe it or not. Both of these products are a silver product. We're going to talk more about them in depth, and we'll explain how they work and why you could make them part of your day-to-day activities. Okay, we'll be right back. Now we're going to go to Dr. Byrd. Go ahead, Dr. Byrd.
Good morning. It's great to be here. All right.
My recommendations about using these two products, can you expand upon that?
Absolutely. First of all, the silver gel that you held up first, Doc, is such an amazing product because topically it will protect you for the 4 hours. And it's non-invasive to anybody. There's no smell. There's no grease. It's silver. It's our patented silver and water combined in a gel that so far over the past 7 years, we've never had one allergy to. So if it can kill staph, viral, bacteria loads, fungus, candida, and pretty much any germ that may come off from the animal, especially salmonella, it's just wise to use it. And it's going to protect you and promote collagen healing. Say the animal bites you or hurt you, or if you have a reptile, scratch, any type of scratch. If you get a wound, you can even add more to it, and it will neutralize the pathogen immediately, usually within 3 minutes, 5 minutes max. So it's protective. It'll even make your skin softer, improve collagen, and you'll be happy, and you can put it on your pets. Say you have a dog with watery eyes or a hot spot on an animal. You can apply it directly to their fur, their eyes. It's not harmful. It's edible. You can even brush your animal's teeth with it. Okay, it has multiple usage, and it will help even control doggy breath, okay, or kitty breath sometimes. So it's safe to use on a daily basis. Now, the liquid, most pet owners will add about a teaspoon a day for a small animal and up to a tablespoon a day if it's a large animal. Like a German Shepherd will require more than a small dog, okay? So, or a cat. And if they're ingesting it, it'll do the same thing it'll do to a human. It'll neutralize bacteria.
Can you use it to sterilize horse bits?
Yes, you can.
Really?
Yes, you can.
Because I don't know if you're familiar with horse bits, Doc, but horse bits are usually made of like stainless steel.
Yeah.
And then, when you pull and you pull them in and out of the horse's mouth, and they sit in the back of the teeth.
And it hurts sometimes.
Yeah. And so I was just wondering if you could
If you sprayed it down, Gary, but applied the gel in the horse's mouth, that's what I would recommend, because if there's any tear in the tissue, it'll heal it up faster because it'll stick. The gel will stick.
Really?
Yeah. Or the horses, a lot of equestrians, what they do with their animals, because they're expensive animals, they will feed them the liquid daily to help with gut rot, digestive problems. They'll use it in a spray to help with the flies.
Yeah. Because we have a lot of, you sand colic here in Florida with a lot of the horses. And that's from the horses eating off the ground and getting the sand in their stomach.
Yes.
So.
And silver will help that. Also to be used if they have an injury. You can use it with castor oil or any of the poultices, like comfrey or castor oil around their legs or anywhere on their body for cuts, wounds, sores. It's very practical.
Wow.
For pets.
So if you can put that background of the that other background on, and I'll do another minute here in explaining this product. This is important to get this across, and there you go. The product is called ASAP 365 Ultimate Skin and Body Care Gel, and it's protected by U.S. patents, by the way, just so you know. One of the outstanding features of the ASAP 365 Cervical Gel is the ability to promote natural healing. And there's over 160 reports and tests that have been conducted and on this particular product. So it's not without scientific support. And it's a cosmetic gel product. Keep that in mind. And the active ingredient in this is made by American Biotech Lab, is the patented Silver Sol. That's the ingredient. It's a powerful level 24 ppm of silver parts per million. You're going to handle your pets. Put this on your hands, maybe even your face before you handle them and after. We'll be back in a moment. We'll continue our conversation. Turns out that with all of these hurricanes, there have been some consequences that many did not anticipate. And then the silver gel product and the Silver Biotics, your daily immune system product, can help with this issue that has arisen. I'm going to have Dr. Byrd explain what has happened in the aftermath of these hurricanes. And it's a serious health issue. Right now in Puerto Rico, they should be flying this in by the metric ton to people, right? I'm just saying. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Obviously, there's probably not one person listening or watching the show right now that is not aware of for example, the tragedy in Puerto Rico and all these hurricanes that have been just so devastating. And there are obvious consequences, but there are some things that make the news, but then again, not really. And in the aftermath of these disasters, like in Puerto Rico right now, people are put at great risk, not only because they don't have enough food or water, or there's not enough air conditioning in the hospitals for some of the patients or nursing homes, but we're dealing with disease. This happens. I was watching the news, and I'm watching these people walk around in this water, thinking, my goodness, they are at such risk. My guest today is Dr. Sally Byrd. She's going to explain what I'm referring to. I wanted her to break that down for you. And I suggested that they should be getting these Silver Biotics products into Puerto Rico and other places so that people can bolster their immune systems and make themselves less prone to infection. Dr. Byrd, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Please explain to the listener and viewer what I'm alluding to or referring to.
Well, right now with the severe water damage everywhere, there's an increase of bacteria and mold spores, also hatching mosquitoes. So we've got a couple of things going on right now. So if someone does or they're exposed to mosquito bites, there's also viruses carried by the mosquitoes and many other insects. There's snakes crawling around the water. There's flies. There's a lot of, because of the heat, the humidity, and the aftermath of the storms, people are going to be subject to a lot more abuse to their system, and also with limited food and freshwater supplies. So if they can get a hold of any of the silver gel for wounds, cuts, sores, bites, insect bites, highly recommend it. We are trying to ship to some of these islands right now, product that we have through some of the representation that we have over there. Also, with the liquid, if anybody has been exposed to water damage in their house, their workplace, a church, a public area, and they smell that slight little musty smell, or they notice black spots anywhere on the walls, please consider starting to drink the Silver Biotics on a daily basis. We're nebulizing it, which is putting it through a hose in your nose. There's this very inexpensive machines that you can get for around $30. What happens is mold and mildew create a toxin called mycotoxins, and they will expand in the body and cause runny eyes, runny nose, coughing, wheezing, and even long-term brain impairment. We've already been noticing with just doing some surveys in this last week down in the Miami Lauderdale area where I was last weekend working. Husbands are already getting angrier because they're working in a moldy basement, or a wife or anybody starts crying and they can't stop. The mold does affect your nervous system. So please take precautions and get on whatever immune support products. The silver is the baseline, the foundation, because it will eradicate it within 15 to 30 minutes for black mold, 15 minutes for a mild mold spore or mildew. You can spray it directly on the mold, or you can take it internally so that it's not growing and harboring in your body, especially your brain and your liver area.
So what Dr. Byrd's referring to are the Silver Biotics products that we were talking about earlier. You have the ASAP 365 Silver Gel, and then the Silver Biotics Daily Immune System Support product. I want to emphasize that there are hidden health hazards subsequent to hurricanes. This is a very important issue. Of course, there's the immediate damage. There's loss of life. We understand that. And then there's the problem from injuries, exposure, drownings, and whatnot. You have waterborne infections. As I was alluding to a moment ago, watching people walking around in these flood waters, they're heavily contaminated, those waters, with sewerage and by toxic chemicals. And so it's not uncommon for people to have all sorts of gastrointestinal disorders and issues. Major GI pathogens include parasites from one sort or another, which can cause diarrhea. Then you have viral infections that Dr. Byrd alluded to, from hepatitis A, the norovirus, rotavirus, and bacterial infections from E. coli and salmonella, and so on. Cholera has not been an issue, and is not expected to be either. Then you have wound infections. People get injured and have cuts and open wounds. You get infected by the dirty water. There's no way to clean the wound. And this is not uncommon. People don't think about that. These storms are violent. We know that. And the warm waters off the Gulf Coast encourage the growth of certain bacteria. Right. Then you have the injuries themselves that can be devastating to people and cause them to major cause of death, electrocution, hypothermia, and so on. Then Dr. Byrd alluded to the mosquito-borne infections after hurricanes, where there'll be pools of stagnant water. That's an incubator for the mosquitoes. It's a perfect breeding ground for them. You also have the drinking water. I saw a lady this morning. They were on the footage on one of the news reports. She had this metal container, looks like an old gasoline drum, and she was drawing water. It was contaminated water. I don't know what she intended to do with that water, but I hope she wasn't intending on drinking it. But people are desperate. There's a lack of drinking water, fresh drinking water. So these are some of the consequences and some of the consequences in the aftermath of the hurricane. Yeah, worrying about bacterial infections, viral infections, serious issue. We come back, we'll go into the second portion of the show. We'll continue our conversation with Dr. Byrd. She has some other things on her mind. We have other things to report as well. There's always breaking news regarding health, wellness, and well-being. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. We're coast to coast, and we're global. During the break, I'm going to check to see where we were in other parts of the world yesterday. I'm going to check it out. I'll let you know. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by today. Dr. Sally Byrd is my guest. We'll get back to Dr. Byrd in a moment. We're so glad you could tune in today, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. We cover a range of topics on the show. I take a look at see what's trending each day and share that with you. Can't cover everything. Things that I believe would be relevant and meaningful to you in your day-to-day life, supported by science. It is an evidence-based show, and we encourage you to connect. We love for you to join the conversation. Here's how you can do that real quickly.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255. Anywhere in the world at 813-636-8255.
We spend a fair amount of time over the past dozen years talking about keep moving. I don't mean from one house to another. Your body, exercise, physical activity. We evolved to move. We did not evolve to sit for long periods of time. A new study trending was an experiment. It was an experiment, and what they were focused on was, how is it that exercise will rejuvenate cells? We know that it does that, and they wanted to specifically zero in on that mechanism of action. The study appears in a journal called Nature Communications, and indeed provides a discussion and description of how exercise will help your body keep your cells in the muscles healthy and contribute to longevity. Now, turns out a Dr. Zhen Yan of the University of Virginia School of Medicine in Charlottesville said this: whether muscle is healthy or not really determines whether the entire body is healthy or not. That's interesting, close quote. He goes on to say, an exercise capacity, mainly determined by muscle size and function, is the best predictor of mortality in the general population, close quote. So according to his research, exercise improves muscle health. How so? It renews the mitochondria in your cells. Some of your cells literally have thousands in one cell, thousands of these mitochondria. This is where the metabolic action happens. This is where you have that transformation of the chemicals into energy. And these cells, now remember, a cell is microscopic, and in a cell you can have thousands of these, which is incredible, right? They will transform. Notice my selection of words. We do not create energy. We transform it from the proteins, the carbohydrate, right, into fuel. Protein, fat, carbohydrate get converted into fuel. And there's a process called mitophagy. Mitophagy. That's the process by which damaged or mitochondria that have become defective for some reason, oxidation or whatever, are identified by the body and then removed from the cell. This usually happens after a period of stress is pointed out. With respect to muscles, mitophagy will contribute to keeping your skeletal muscular system healthy and intact. And Professor Yan and his co-researchers genetically modified mice, pardon me, to carry out a gene that helps to report on the effects of physical activity. These guys, give scientists enough time and left to their own devices, they'll figure things out. Without getting into the details, their process made the mitochondria fluorescent. And so they were able to literally study the mitophagy in vivo. That means inside, in a cell, a living cell. after the mice engage in 90 minutes of treadmilling, if you will, on a treadmill. 3 to 12 hours after they were on a treadmill, the researchers saw that the mitochondria showed signs of stress. After 6 hours, they saw that the mice were their bodies were trying to get rid of the damaged cells through the process of mitophagy. This is interesting. And you have the creation and generation of new mitochondria as well. I have talked about this on the show. Mitochondrial biogenesis. So if you think about this theoretically for a moment, if the body has a way to get rid of damaged or dysfunctional mitochondria, and if it has a way to create new mitochondria, theoretically, you can extend life for a long period of time and age more successfully and delay the onset of the side effects of aging, like disease and dying. not minor case side effects. So theoretically, this is what intrigues scientists. What is one of the complaints you find in elderly as they move deeper into the life cycle? I just don't have enough energy. Their mitochondria cannot transform enough energy and marshal enough energy for them to fend off any infection or disease or to get up and move and exercise. That's in part, that's what's going on with them. On top of it, being sick with an injury or maybe one or even 2 or 3 diseases. So they're really put in peril. And you need energy to help the body repair. If you can't marshal the energy, it's not going to engage in the repair because it can't. There are no workers on the site. So again, theoretically, this is such an important concept. These mitochondria are a key to longevity and to live a longer life with quality of life. So in essence, that's what exercise is trying to do. It's participating in that process. On top of that, then you need the nutrition to nourish the cells, then to encourage the mitochondria biogenesis and to keep all these systems up to par. Right? Always goes back to nutrition, ultimately, the foundation. So that's yet another reason why you need to keep moving and how exercising contributes to your better health. Now, I know sometimes you don't feel like it, and I know you have to get habituated, but you got to start somewhere. Even if you go for a 5-minute walk, it's a start. It's a start. I don't care if you get up from the couch and walk to the mailbox. It's a start. It's a small win, right? You look for the small wins. Keep moving. 877-897-8255, toll free. Call us. We'd love for you to connect. We'd love for you to join the conversation. When we come back, we'll go to Westchester, and we'll talk to Hank, and we'll see what's on his mind. Dr. Byrd will be back. She's sitting here waiting patiently, and we'll get her to talk about the things that she has prepared for dinner, in our conversational dinner, if you will. And you are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, and what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start mentioning affiliates as we go along, here and there along the way, and give them props. After all, they do air the show. We love that. LTN, Coast to Coast.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilomax, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. Sally Byrd is my guest. And let's go to, we'll get to Dr. Byrd. Well, let's bring her on. Dr. Byrd, you might participate in this call. I'm going to go to Westchester. Welcome to the show. And Hank, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. How are you today, man?
I'm okay, thank you. And good morning. Hello, doctors.
Good.
Good morning.
What's on your mind?
Well, I just became 18 years older than Jack Benny last Wednesday. Hopefully you know how old he always was. I made a decision.
And that is?
To quit smoking.
There you go. Not an easy. It's not an easy decision, and it's challenging to do, right?
It's one of the most difficult decisions I've had to make in my life. But what hit me over the head to make the decision, two things. The 15th, I went out for a long ride, parts of Pennsylvania Dutch country. Out of boredom, I was smoking the whole day.
Oh my!
I rolled my own. I must have had about 2 packs of cigarettes.
Oh boy!
Out of boredom. The next day, I had made some apple cake for my birthday, and I figured, well, I'm going to have a slice of apple cake, and then I'll go out for a walk in my neighborhood, so I could burn off the sugar. You know, for every action, there's a reaction. In this case, I noticed the smoking was a bad reaction to me. Mm-hmm. What would have taken me 10 or 15 minutes for a nice walk took me 15 to 25. Mm-hmm. When I came started to come up an incline, about 2 blocks from my home, I had to stop. I was out of breath.
Oh boy!
I'm shaking my head and I'm thinking, what in the world's going on here? Cursing and swearing at myself. And I thought, it's all that smoking I did yesterday. I got to stop. A woman friend of mine on Wednesday said, you know, Hank, just do me one favor for ourselves. We want to continue to be such close friends. I'm asking you to let's try to help quit smoking.
Mm. So how have you set about to do that? I'm just curious.
Well, I guess first of all, I don't know, but so the only thing I could think of was to call my physician right away after I got done talking with her on Wednesday last week, and made an appointment for Monday coming to quit smoking.
Good, that's good.
That's the first thing to answer your question directly.
She may know of a support group, or system that would be of help here. Former smokers that have they form support groups, and that can become very useful. And there are different ways to do this, and talking with your physician is a good idea. And you can do it cold turkey. You can try to wean yourself off of it. They can put you on medications. Something you should discuss with your physician. But you've persuaded yourself that you needed to quit. And that's, again, one of the best forms of persuasion is self-persuasion. How long have you smoked?
Off and on since, I'll say 1978, 79.
Okay.
I did quit back in the mid-'80s.
Mm-hmm.
Cold turkey. I was going out to a Bible study one Friday night, was coughing and hacking. I took the pack of cigarettes, nearly a full pack, out of my pocket. Mm-hmm. This is it. I threw them away.
Yeah. It is a insidious habit. It's so difficult to break. Mm-hmm. Nicotine addiction is a real addiction, and it's just as difficult as any other chemical addiction. Dr. Byrd, you have a comment you want to make to Hank, and then we'll cut him loose.
Well, first of all, congratulations, Hank. You made the first step. You set up your appointment with your doctor. And until you get to see your doctor, if you do enjoy green tea, please step it up.
Why?
Because it'll help with your energy level that you may have needed from the nicotine in the cigarettes, and support your immune system while your body may start a mild detox or even more serious detox when you're not feeding it the nicotine and the other chemicals that are in the tobacco. So it at least may help you with energy, a little bit more mental focus. It's easy to do. If you don't like the taste of it, you can mix it in water. Please stay hydrated. And also a little bit of lemon water and a pinch of pink salt.
What you might do, Hank, is go online and see up in your neck of the woods if there is a support group, Smokers Anonymous or whatever name they're using, their different titles. That's very helpful. sometimes people try to do it alone, and it's always good to be around those who have gone through it and can share with you their experience, and you'll know that you're not alone, and what you're experiencing is something others have dealt with and figured it out. So you can learn from that. I encourage you to continue on your path of smoking cessation. It's the best thing you could have done for yourself. And I appreciate you sharing your story, because that can serve as an inspiration for others. Thank you.
I really appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to being smoke-free.
You do it, man.
The biggest problem I remember from 1985 or 6 was that for the first 3 or 4 days, I remember I quit on a Friday. Sunday I went to church, was sitting next to one of the Bible study members. She asked, "What's going on, Hank?" I told her I quit smoking. She said, "Yeah, something's going on. You're shaking like a leaf."
Yeah, that is withdrawal, and again, it's real. You made the right decision to quit, and then the second best decision was to see your physician. You do that, and you follow through, and you keep us apprised of how you're doing, okay? And don't give up. Even if you slip and fall a little bit with it, don't quit giving up. I mean, quit. Quit. We want you to quit. Quit. Thank you for sharing your story. We'll be back in a moment. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, smoke-free, coast to coast.
Everyone's raving about the newest.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends: Virilomax, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension. Exclusively available on Amazon.com.
back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thank Hank for his call, and he's trying to quit smoking. Gary has a website for you, Hank. I'm there now, and it's smokefree.gov. Go ahead, Gary. Tell them about it.
Yeah, on the smokefree.
Turn your mic on.
Smokefree.gov. The smokefree.gov website, and it's smokefree, one word, .gov. You can go to that website, and it'll help you with support, tips, and tools about quitting smoking. It's a really good site. There's also Nicotine Anonymous and Smokers Anonymous, but
I was right about Smoker Anonymous,
yes.
right?
But yeah, one of this site here, it even helps you with how to manage cravings, the benefits of quitting, tips for when you have those slip ups, changing your lifestyle. I've been trying to do it with eating, so I could just imagine how it would be with smoking.
Yeah. And this looks like a nice website. There are all kinds of what was it? Smokers Anonymous, Nicotine
Anonymous, and Smokers
Anonymous. Go to those websites.
And then you put in your zip code, and it'll give you where they have meetings at and stuff like that.
I encourage you to do that, Hank. Find a support system. Dr. Sally, and good luck, and let us know how you're doing. Keep us updated. Dr. Sally Byrd is my guest. She was bring her back on. Dr. Byrd, welcome back to the show. So you were in Baltimore during the trade show. Any breaking news from Silver Biotics, American Biotech Labs? They are the makers of Silver Biotics, the products. Holding up their daily immune system support. This is cold and flu season. I'm just saying. Oh, this matches my hat.
It does. We have some new medical breakthroughs. I'm sure that you spoke with Dr. Keith Moeller at the show, and he's all excited about
whether I wanted to or not.
Whether you wanted to or not. We have a new oral biofilm study coming out very soon about we are able to disseminate biofilms in the mouth. We can
explain to the listener and the viewer of LTN what biofilm is.
Okay, they biofilms are like barriers in certain parts of your bodies. They most prominent is usually your brain, in your mouth. They can also be on your arms, where over time, due to usually environmental issues, excess medications that may get into the water, fluoride damage, cadmium, pesticides, herbicides. They call it a film, almost if you can just envision like saran wrap. Okay, it doesn't look like that, but it's almost like this very thin coating that starts surrounding the cells that prevents nutrition from getting into the cell. So even if you're taking a lot of supplements, sometimes things aren't working. And what's been very exciting is through the technology of the silver and the other ingredients that have been added to the tooth gel that they make, they have been able to get through films in the mouth that may be contributing to serious diseases. Many of your dental visits, I'm sure your dentists are telling you your mouth is a grading system of what's going on in your body. I mean, they can tell if you have a healthy heart from what's going on in your mouth. So if we can clean up the mouth, shrink the periodontal pits, reduce the inflammation, and now cut through these films so that the healthy ingredients you're even using in your oral care products, or if you're swallowing liquid vitamins or anything, or a green drink, you'll be able to pick it up through the mouth much more effectively, and it can be used.
Now, biofilm is a group of microorganisms in which the cells start to adhere to one another, stick to one another, and each other, and also to a surface, if you will. These cells become embedded within a slimy, they call it an extracellular matrix. The technical name is extracellular polymeric substances. Now, if you want to know what that is in a word, their EPSs are these natural polymers. Polymers are these proteins in a long line of a high molecular weight. Where do they come from? They're secreted by microorganisms. All right? They're secreted by microorganisms into the environment. Could be your mouth, could be your
brain. We have a lot in our brain and around the liver.
It's interesting. There's not a lot of there's some conversation about these biofilms, but not a whole lot. Is it too complicated? Is that part of the problem?
For many years, they didn't know what to do. Like, how can you get something to actually plow through this piece of plastic film, these cells that are all accumulating, and it's hard to get through. You know, people that have a lot of brown spots on their body, their age, they're relating those to brain and liver biofilms now.
I said proteins. I meant sugars here. You have also what they call exopolysaccharides. These are high molecular weight polymers composed of sugars. You can also have polymers composed of proteins, right?
Correct.
All right. So it starts to get a little complicated, but these biofilms are real. Most people are pretty unaware, and probably should devote more attention to this. How does the silver products help with that?
It can actually penetrate the film itself, so it can start pulling the cells apart, so it gets the nutrition right into the mouth.
So you're...
so it'll kill the bacteria.
American Biotech Labs is doing a study right now, taking a look at how effective...
Yeah, mouth biofilms in your mouth are affecting your health.
Yep, no doubt about it. Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Vitamin Discount Center store there. Somebody's calling from the store. Looks like it's John.
Good morning, Dr. Garko. This is John. How you doing?
Hi, John. Good morning. How are you? What's on your mind
Really,
now?
really good. You're talking about the biotics for the film over the mouth and different parts of the body.
Yes.
Is there anything on the eyes? Because my daughter is suffering from an ulcerative cornea. And I told her to start using silver biotic spray about 3 or 4 times a day, because the research that I did, it's either viral, fungal, or bacterial that's causing this ulcerative cornea.
Has she been to the doctor?
Yeah, that's what she was diagnosed with.
Okay. And what did the
But
doctor...
I wanted to ask Dr. Byrd if that silver biotic, just the spray is what I've given her.
That's perfect.
Is that good for that, or is that going to exacerbate the problem?
No. It's not going to exacerbate it. However, if she could do that during the day and use the gel at night, it will stick literally in the eye. You can put it. It is safe to apply to the eye. It'll just stay in an area a little bit longer than the spray, but during the day, the spray is fantastic. You gave her amazing advice.
All right.
So the gel can be put on the eye.
Yes, it can.
Now, one more quick question. Someone that's suffering from blepharitis, can that gel be applied straight to the outside? Because that's the same problem. That's like a little fungal...
Okay, when we come back, we'll address that, and we'll have the LTN health question of the day. Let's talk nutrition coast to coast.
As a family-owned company since 1968, Now Foods has spent the last 40.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends: Virilomax, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension. Exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Here's the LTN health question of the day. Earlier in the show, I was talking about this new study on how exercise rejuvenates cells. All right? Here's the question. What part of the cell is responsible for the transformation of energy, where the chemicals in the protein, carbohydrate, or fat are transformed into energy? What part of the cell is responsible for that transformation? Is it the mitochondria, the nucleus, or the endoplasmic reticulum? Which one of those is responsible for energy transformation? Mitochondria, the nucleus, or the endoplasmic reticulum? If you have the right answer, you'll win a $25 supplement gift card. And I'm trying to think of a hint. I'll give you one in a second. Here's the number to call.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
If you know my first name, first initial might give you a hint. There you go. By the way, I want to just pick up on the call from John from Vitamin Discount Center in Tampa, Florida. We encourage health stores to call. A corneal ulcer is serious business. That's an open sore on the cornea. And your cornea is a covering over the iris and the round pupil of the eye. Similar to, like, an analogy would be like a watch crystal covers the face of a watch. There are any number. A corneal ulcer can result from an eye infection, but severe dry eye or other disorders can cause it. Contact lenses. I mean, any can happen in any number of ways. John, did the doctor prescribe an antibiotic, antifungal, or antiviral eye drops for your daughter?
No, they did not. She's in the process of going to a specialist now. They're going to talking about a cornea transplant, and I'm trying to help her heal on her own. The silver seems to be helping, but right now we're at that stage. I've got her taking some really good nutrients, a real good multi.
Yeah, okay,
but the eye nutrients, the astaxanthins, the lutein.
Yeah, but they need to address. They need to address that infection.
Right.
Is what they need to do. So
that's why I thought that silver would help attack all three, whether it's fungal, bacterial, or viral. One of the three is what's causing it. So, and one thing I wanted to clear real quick. There's doctors that have said, well, don't use the silver every day because it won't do you any good when you really need it. They can't be talking about this silver biotics, because I've been using silver biotics. I put a puddle under my tongue every morning like a tablespoon for about 3 years now, ever since I saw Dr. Byrd at one of our conferences, and
right.
He mentioned you can use it on a regular basis. And I've heard from 2 different doctors, you don't want to use it every day because when you need it, it won't be there for you. It won't do any good. That can't be the
What your comment, Dr. Byrd?
Have not found that to be true with silver biotics, John. I've been taking it personally for 12 years, and the owners almost 20. So
right. See, that's where I got that from you, and I figured, well, I've been using it for 3 years, and I feel great. I haven't, knock on wood, haven't been sick or anything, but yeah, that's an important thing with this particular product, that you can use it every day, and it will do its job every day. So.
And Silver Biotics sold in fine health stores throughout the United States. American Biotech Labs is the company that manufactures and distributes Silver Biotics. John, thank you so much for your call. We wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Dr. Garko.
It's our pleasure, and good luck with your daughter. Let us know how she's doing. Let's go to St. Petersburg, Florida. Chris, where does energy transformation happen in the cell? Does it happen in the nucleus? Does it happen in the mitochondria, the nucleus, or the endoplasmic reticulum?
In the mitochondria.
Yeah, the mitochondria. Exactly. Congratulations. Yeah. And in some cells, there are literally thousands of mitochondria, thousands of them in a microscopic cell. It's just astounding to me. You were going to comment. I stepped on you there. You were
I
going to.
just wanted to add that to help my mitochondria burn fat, I take acetyl L-carnitine.
Oh, yeah.
Every day. So.
Sure. That's a good idea. Well, congratulations. We're glad that we were able to have you win that nice $25 supplement gift card, and we thank you for calling, and we thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure. Dr. Byrd, so where are you headed?
Where am I not headed, Doc?
I don't know about you. I mean, one moment I see you on a cruise ship, the next moment you're in you're deep sea diving.
That was Spain. Got to go to Europe.
Yeah.
At the end of August, and the food there, Doc.
You like the food, huh?
Love it.
Yeah. Mediterranean
diet rocks.
Yeah, you like it. You working in the stores today?
Yes, I am. Going to be visiting the Tampa, St. Pete area, and next week I might have to head up to the Carolinas.
Okay. Hopefully there won't be any storms around the world here in the U.S. and through Florida, wherever. We wish the good people in Puerto Rico. By the way, they are U.S. citizens, just so anybody, they may speak Spanish, but yeah. Silver Gel, ASAP, the ASAP 365 Silver Gel by American Biotech Labs, Ultimate Skin and Body Care. Wonderful antimicrobial. Lasts for 4 hours. If you're going to play around with your pets, handle them and this and that, you should put this on your hands and after. You can even put it on your pets, as Dr. Byrd explained. Mm-hmm. And then the American Biotech's lab product, Silver Biotics, for your daily immune system. It's cold and flu season now. Then the holiday season is coming along. People will be traveling, tedious relatives visiting, stress. Yeah. Don't want that immune system to get compromised. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We appreciate your listenership and your viewership. We love all our affiliates, and I have the list of all of them. I'm going to start mentioning them here and there along the way. We have a lot of regard for them. This is a terrestrial radio show, right? But Let's Talk Nutrition is health talk radio for the 21st century. It's analog and digital combined. We're trying to connect in every way that we can. Thank you so much. Visit letstalknutrition.com. Everything's on demand. Your health is your wealth.